Dearest Utah Theatre patron, you have found me once again in my search for the diamond of this theatre season. Unfortunately, this patron did not find it in Ogden Musical Theatre's production of Aida at Peery's Egyptian Theatre on opening night. The word that encapsulates this production is adequate. This production was not dreadful, but not exemplary. It was perfectly adequate. To begin with, the lead actors' voices seemed tired and strained, especially on the high notes. This patron was particularly hoping for powerful and emotional vocals from the lead actor portraying Aida, but found her only adequate. Her voice was good, but she lacked a variety of emotion in her performance. She acted the angry child with exaggerated foot-stomping and fist-clenching. This vexation barely waned during the love songs between herself and her love interest, Radames. In the end, it made their love story hard to believe. This patron was extremely pleased to hear the soaring harmonies of the ensemble actors singing The Gods Love Nubia. There were several standout voices in this exceptional group, and much praise should be showered on their performance. Indeed, many of the ensemble actors were very pleasing to watch and listen to. They unquestionably went beyond adequate. Another extremely diverting performance was that of the actor playing the princess, Amneris. Her voice was pure perfection. Her performance of My Strongest Suit was especially charming and endearing. During the show, she grows out of her bubbly princess persona into her role as the serious leader, and her performance here was particularly well done. This patron fell in love and was left wanting more. Certainly a gem of the stage. The costumes were once again adequate. Some were overly simple, where one would wish for it to be more elaborate. This patron couldn't help but be distracted by an actor's footless tights that stood out as not of the time period. The fashion show in My Strongest Suit was fun, with many delightful costumes, but then one woman took off part of her skirt and moved it to her shoulder, which made one wonder if it was a costume mishap or on purpose. Finally, the headpiece during the wedding was overly cumbersome, as it was long and heavy. Amneris had to hold on to it to avoid it toppling off, which made the scene lose its importance and lose my attention. The casting of Zoza as a man that looked well below the age of the actor portraying his son was a very odd choice indeed. It created such an awkward tableau so as to make their scenes together scarcely watchable. The age difference was too much of a disparity to be believable by any stretch of the imagination. Finally, a word on the set piece which filled the whole stage. This patron appreciated the versatility of the multi-story stairways and platforms, as the actors could rotate it to create new focal points for different scenes. This patron did not appreciate the green and purple lighting used on the steps in A Step Too Far, as it evoked a certain hero of space folklore. In the end, it was found wanting as it pulled my attention away from any scene trying to take place during its movement. In the most unfortunate circumstance, it was rotated during the beginning of Aida's most powerful song, Easy as Life. It greatly distracted me and made me wonder why the director would choose to move it during that moment. I give this performance 2.5 out of 5 cups of tea, merely adequate. Yours truly, Lady Powderton.